Hi guys, I know it has been a hot minute and I've been up to things and we have a lot to catch up on. If you're new here, my name is Jamie. I am a certified makeup artist. I have been working very closely with clients who are over 40 and I have learned so much about mature skin makeup, things they don't even teach you in makeup school. I have so much knowledge to share, real actionable tips that work, not drive-by techniques, not TikTok hacks. This is the real deal. So if you're interested in mature skin makeup, then I hope you will subscribe to this channel. We're not only going to talk about makeup, we're going to talk about beauty, lifestyle, perimenopause, menopause, all of the things with being over 45. Of course, I'm going to catch you up on what I've been up to and all of that. But for today's video, I'm gonna share with you 7 mistakes I see women over 40 making with their makeup and how to fix them. So let's get into it. And before we continue, I feel like I need to tell you that I am 5 months away from being 50 myself. So not only do these things work on my clients, they work on me as well. So mistake number 1. Using the same foundations you used in your 20s or the same foundation routine where you slather a heavy layer all over your skin and blend it out thinking that you're gonna cover all of the things on your face that you don't like, when in reality, it's gonna end up cakey, it's gonna seep into any lines and texture that we have on our skin. It's gonna make you look older. So what to do instead? You want to use something that is lighter weight, as thin as humanly possible so that it doesn't settle into lines, but something hydrating. Now, one thing to note is mature skin isn't a skin type. You can be mature and have dry skin, you can be mature and have oily skin, you can be mature and have combo skin, but what everybody has in common is we're dehydrated AF. So how your skin is presenting, whether it's dry or oily, is a result of dehydration. So we do need something that is hydrating, but that is gonna work for our specific skin type. Now, what I recommend is a product formulated for mature skin. My favorite is from Maxine's Revenge. Now, this is a brand that is formulated by a mature woman for mature women. She worked at Sephora in corporate for many, many years. She knows her stuff. This product is actually 60% skincare with pigments suspended in it. It also has occlusives, so it's gonna sit on top of the skin and not slide into your creases, wrinkles, fine lines, all that stuff. This gives the most plumped up, juicy, beautiful complexion. Now, yeah, it is in a concealer tube, but don't let this fool you. This is 11 mLs of product. It is a ton of product. I have shades to deal with my entire face. My whole face, including my bronzer, is this product. I use it for my color correction, my concealer, my foundation, all of the things. And I get the juiciest, plumpest, most beautiful complexion using these products. I do have a code with this brand that will save you some money. So I'll put it on the screen and I will link it in the description box if you're interested. But I have been using these on repeat because there is nothing like it. And if you aren't on TikTok, you may have never heard of this brand. TikTok has been my primary platform for the last 3 years when I took a time out from YouTube. And that's when I discovered this brand and I have been shouting it from the rooftops ever since. It is amazing. Everyone who tries it loves it. And you don't need a lot. You want to just apply it all over the face and blend it out like you would a foundation. It's so thin, it's so lightweight, and it's going to give you the best complexion of your entire life. Mistake number 2 is trying to use concealer to cover up dark circles. Concealer is not going to cancel out your dark circles, not if you have really difficult under eyes. I call them difficult under eyes because our under eyes are not just like a little dark circle. Our under eyes are shadows from hollowing. They're deep, deep dark circles. They are deep bags. Our under eyes are getting worse as we're getting older, and the traditional just throw some full coverage concealer on it isn't gonna cut it. Not only is it not gonna cover the darkness, it's just gonna make it look ashy. But if you put a full coverage concealer under there, you are going to crease. When it comes to color correction, you want to refer to a color wheel. A color wheel is gonna help you understand complementary colors because those colors will cancel each other out. So for example, green will cancel out redness. Well, if you have purplish, bluish tones underneath your eyes, you're gonna want peaches and yellows to cancel them out. And we also can use pink to add brightening when there is darkness being created by a shadow rather than true darkness under the skin. So those are the 3 tones of color correction that you're gonna wanna use. Now, I really love using French Face. This is not sponsored, by the way. This is just a product I really love. This is the shade Light Medium Peach. It's a peach tone that works beautifully as a color corrector under the eyes, and it's very hydrating. And what I like to do is use a very small pinpoint brush. Now, this brush I included in my Mature Skin Flawless Complexion brush set that I curated with Sigma Beauty. I'm gonna link that in the description box if you're interested. It's my favorite brushes from them for a flawless complexion over 45. This brush I included in there, this is their E21 smudge brush. This is not typically used for this, but this is what I use it for. Pinpoint color correction. It goes right in there. You want your color corrector to be very targeted only on the area in which you have the discoloration. What we're trying to do is we're trying to bring this color up to the skin around it so that it all looks uniform rather than 2 different tones. So what I like to do is apply the corrector inside the lines of just that darkness. We want a nice opaque layer, and the key here is to let it set down, because what's going to happen is the moisture is going to evaporate out of the product. It's going to thicken it up. It's going to give you lots more coverage. You're going to need less product. So we're going to let that sit. Now, if you tap that out with your finger and you still see darkness, you can add on other colors because darkness is not one uniform color. So I will add in a yellow toned corrector. This is French Face in Fair Golden. This has quite a yellow undertone to it. And what's great about using these together is we're not gonna have any conflicts with the formula. It's gonna work seamlessly together. And if you need a little brightness, I've been loving this Kosas concealer in the shade Magic. This is a nice pink color and it's very brightening. Now you want these layers very thin but opaque so that when you're laying them down, you cannot see the darkness through them. And then you're just gonna let it sit and go about your business. And then when it's done, you're gonna just lightly tap it out so there's no chunkiness. We're gonna go on top of it with concealer so you don't have to worry about being perfect with this blend. Mistake number 3, going too heavy with your concealer under your eyes, and worse, applying concealer right under here. We do not need to do that when we're over 45, and if we do, we are gonna get a lot of creasing and a lot of cakiness. I created a method of concealer application for mature skin just in seeing clients. I see clients one-on-one on Zoom. I also teach makeup master classes, and I have a mature skin makeup techniques course. It's a video course that you can take online if you want soup to nuts, everything you need to know about mature skin makeup. Shameless plug. But I deal with a lot of mature skin women, specifically women over 45. Less is more when it comes to makeup on mature skin. What we want to do is we want to maximize our makeup. Take my concealer shade. It's also French Face. This is in light beige. And what I do is I take this orbital bone right here and I use it as a guide, okay? And I trace that bone over to where it meets the side of my nose, and I put a dot of concealer there. And then I go to the opposite side and I put a dot of concealer right there. And that's literally all the concealer you need. That's it. That's all you need. And then you're going to take a nice small brush where you have control. This is a Crystal Lee Cosmetics brush. This is the K12, and I love it because it's so tiny. But any small concealer brush will work. And you're going to start tapping that product out, and when you see the concealer start to move, you're gonna blend it down that bone underneath the pupil. So you're just gonna go back and forth until it's very well blended out. And then you're gonna go to the other side, you're gonna do the same thing. You're gonna tap, and then you're gonna tap it down towards the pupil. And you're just gonna make sure that that concealer looks completely blend it out. Like, you don't need to do another thing. And that is when you're gonna bring it underneath the eye, because there's just gonna be a slight bit of product left over on the brush that's gonna help to make the color uniform. I'm gonna deposit the lightest, tiniest, smallest amount of product under there, guaranteed to not crease. If you have too much product of any formula, you are gonna crease. So we want the smallest amount, the least amount of product to get us the maximum payoff. And this technique does it every time. I don't know who started the myth that mature skin cannot use powder, but that is a very outdated thought process. Powder formulas have come a long way, and if you find that powders are drying you out, you're just not using the right formula. There are beautiful formulas that work on the driest, crepeiest skin, and if you have the right formula, coupled with the right technique, the powder is not gonna be a problem for you. Why we need powders is because cream products, they're emollient. So they're gonna slip and slide on the skin if they are not set down. Now, you will hear some creators tell you to just use setting spray, but I do not recommend putting setting spray underneath your eyes. It will dry you out, and that skin is so delicate. Setting sprays have denatured alcohol. We do not want to dry out our under eyes with alcohol. We're spending too much money on skincare at this point, and that is going to age your under eyes. So what you want to do is you want to take a powder that works for your skin. Now, the powder that I'm using is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake, but this might be a little too drying for you. I have normal to dry skin, but if you're super dry, I would recommend something like the Hourglass Veil Loose Setting Powder. That one is great for dry under eyes. You want a nice small brush. So you could use something like this that's flat from BK Beauty, or you could even use an eyeshadow brush. When you pick up the powder, you want to make sure you push it off on the back of your hand before you go in, because again, we want the least amount of product that's gonna get us the most payoff. If you dip into that powder and go straight to the eye, it's gonna be heavy and cakey. That's too much product. So we just want a nice light dusting over the concealer so that we can dry that product down so that it doesn't slip and slide throughout the day. Now, personally, I love a puff. Some people are gonna find a puff to be too much for their under eyes, but if you are gonna use a puff, just make sure you push it off on the back of your hand before you go in. And pro tip, when you first go into the face, deposit the color anywhere else besides your under eyes that you want to set. So I like to put a blurring powder over my pores. I set down my T-zone in between my brows. And then when there's hardly any product left over on whatever the tool is, then go into the under eyes. It's the same concept like with the concealer. It's an afterthought for the under eyes. Mistake number 5, I probably should have told you earlier, but it's not blending your foundation into your neck. We need to match the face to the neck. So when you're shade matching, for example, you're not trying to find a shade that matches your face skin. If you're exfoliating, your skin on your face is going to be lighter than the skin on your neck and your body because we're turning that over in exfoliation. My face is always lighter than my body. So what you want to do is you want to match this skin to this skin. You want to make sure when you're applying your foundation, you're bringing it all the way down here so that you don't look like you have a mask on your face, because we're going to go out and look crazy with just a line of product here. Nobody wants that. So just bring the product down the neck and make sure you blend it really well. Number 6 is gonna get me so much hate, but listen, I'm gonna hold your hand when I tell you this. Black eyeliner in the waterline is not your friend. I know. Every time I say it, people get very upset. I understand the passion. We've been using black eyeliner most of our lives, but it's doing more harm than good at this point. And here's why. Gravity is pulling our lids down. We are all going to end up with a hooded eye at some point. If you don't have one already, you will have one. What degree just depends on you. But as gravity is pulling this lid down, it is shrinking our eye. So our eyes are going to look smaller and smaller and smaller over time. What does black eyeliner do in the waterline? Shrinks the eye. And so if we're already losing our eye, why would we want to shrink it more? We want that doe-eyed, wide awake look so that we look more youthful. Of course, if you already have really big eyes, this doesn't apply to you. But for everybody else, black eyeliner is going to make you look older because it's shrinking your eyes even more. So what to do instead? I like to use an ivory color in the waterline, something like this. Now you can use a matte, you can use a shimmer. This is actually a brow pencil from Benefit. And this one is a shimmery one, but I also have a matte one, and actually these now come double-ended, if I'm not mistaken. I put that all over the waterline, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna make the whites of our eyes look like it's extending, so it will give the illusion that our eyes are bigger and more open and awake. Now, if you want some added definition, this is something I do all of the time. I will take a darker liner and I will apply it just to this outer quarter of the eye. It's going to give my eyes a lift and give it that smoky definition without closing the eye completely down. So do I use 2 liners in the waterline? Yes, when I'm going out for the evening and I want more of that smoky, sultry look, absolutely. There's no rule that says you can only use 1 liner in your waterline. And lastly, but certainly not least, using metallic eyeshadow instead of micro glitter. So there's a rumor, a myth, that if you have mature skin, you can no longer wear sparkle on the lids, and that's not true. What we want is we want a micro glitter instead of a metallic shadow. A metallic shadow is going to look very opaque like this. It's very foiled, it's very metallic, and it's going to pick up all of the texture, the lines, the wrinkles on your lid, and that's going to age you. A micro glitter is more of a scattered light effect. When you apply it, you tap it with your finger onto the lid, and it's going to give you that scattered light sparkle effect without drawing any attention to lines, texture, crepiness, or anything of the sort. You can still have that glittery, sparkly, beautiful glam look without looking crepey and sad. So micro glitter is your best friend. If you'd like me to do a video on my top favorite micro glitters for mature lids, let me know and I will do that video. So those are 7 mistakes I see happening all the time. Let me know if you are making any of those mistakes. Honestly, just fixing 1 or 2 will make a huge difference. And if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to my channel to let the algorithm know so it will continue to show you my videos so I can share all of my makeup tips with women in our age group, because we deserve to feel beautiful and not have our makeup working against us. I'm excited to be back to this channel and to see where things go. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.